Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today, before the light disappears completely, I'm going to do my February acquisitions. So this isn't really an acquisition, but it's my first attempt at a partial cross. I'll put a link below to the video I used to try and make it. I didn't have the reeds that they normally use in Ireland, but I did the best I could with the rushes that I had. So that's that. I got some more moss agate because I'm a fan. It's green and it's heart-shaped and I love it. And then, oh, so I should say I was at a local, I guess metaphysical type witchy shop. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it's cute and not too far away. And I'll link it in the description box as well, in case anybody's ever in Calgary. But they had tumbled black tourmaline, and I was talking to the lady at the checkout. Apparently this is quite rare to find, and I'd never seen it before, because usually when people tumble tourmaline it just falls to pieces, and then even afterwards it keeps falling to pieces because it's so flaky. But this is actually holding up pretty well. This one has some nice orangey brown stripes going on. So yep, I'm enjoying those. And then I got a couple of sprays. I got an Astro Magic spray. I've gotten one from them before about increasing something. I can't remember what it's called. But it's quite nice. So I got this one, which says "Do You." It's a moon spray, apparently. Yeah, it's nice. It lasts a long time, so I'm fine with that. And then I got Earth and Alchemy's Hypno Spray, a lucid dreaming pillow spray with wormwood, mugwort, blue lotus, valerian. And I like Earth and Alchemy. They're a local-ish company, and they're in Alberta. And so, you know, I like supporting small businesses and local companies, and they make really good products. I don't know if Astro Magic is local or not, but they also do good things. Actually, does it say on there? Coventry Creations. Nope, doesn't say. Genuine Coventry Magic. Like UK Coventry or something else Coventry? I don't know. But anyway, they're both lovely. And then the other thing I got while I was there was, well, the reason I went there, these were extras. I went there to stock up on candles, so I keep these little charm-sized candles. I should really learn how to make drip candles or something at some point. And I should also, I was thinking the other day, get like tissue paper to fill in the gaps so that they don't fall on their sides and then get bendy when my apartment gets too hot. But I tend to keep a little supply of candles just handy in a dark chocolate caramel sea salt gelato container, which, if you've never had that dark chocolate caramel sea salt, is really really good. Tangent. Anyway, I also got this, which I talked about in my fountain pens video. I think probably 2 videos back by the time this goes up. It's a Hongdian LT Hongdian 1861 Pro. Sorry, I just had to read the sides there. I guess I could read the lid too. Black Forest. Anyway, it's very, whoops, is it gonna focus? Yeah, possibly not. I don't know how to convince my camera to cooperate. Is that working? Maybe. Anyway, it's got a lovely plum colored ink in it. I don't have paper handy, or I'd write something, but it's nice and heavy, and I enjoy it. So I've been using that a lot at work lately. And then, okay, books, I guess, next. I've got to move these out of the way now. Beneficium Magic, Witchcraft, and the Poison Path by Daniel A. Schulke. Because I'd gotten his, what was his other book? Herbal. Oh, this is a creaky book. That's exciting. That's gonna need some love and attention. What was his other book that I got? I don't know. Am I gonna be able to find any reference to it in here? Probably not. Anyway, the point is, I got another book by him that's hard to find in Canada. And I thought I'd heard good things about it, and I'd heard good things about this one as well. And sometimes books, there are a few UK presses that publish really interesting books, but they only publish in really small amounts, and then it's hard to get them in Canada sometimes. And I didn't want this to become a hard to get book. And also, I've been reading about poisonous plants. Sorry, I got distracted for a second by pigeons on my balcony. The bane of my balcony gardening. Anyway, oh, that's cool. Now I'm distracted by the pictures in the book. Good. So focus is not my strong suit today, apparently. Apologies. Anyway, I've been reading about, and I have to keep pausing to cough, so this is going very well. I've been reading about poisonous plants lately, is what I'm trying to say, really, really badly. So I read Plants of the Devil lately, and really loved it. And I've read, it's that one by Fez Inc., right? I can't remember the title. Anyway, I've read that, and it's getting a little less creaky now. It's a little gentle maneuvering. And also it looks beautiful. So yeah, I'm happy to have this one. Hopefully it will be good. Another book I got at a used bookstore is Early Irish Myths and Sagas. I didn't know there was such a thing. I mean, I knew there were Irish myths, but I didn't know there was, you know, they were collected in this kind of book. And I've been mostly interested in Irish and Scottish folklore, like plant folklore specifically. But I thought, since I'm sort of exploring that, anyway, this is adjacent to that. And so yeah, I have no idea if I'll like it, but I thought it would be at least interesting to read. And usually you see, you know, if you see a book of myths, at least at the bookstore I go to, it's like Greek myths or Roman myths or very occasionally Norse myths or Hindu myths or something like that, like some of these bigger systems, but not usually Irish myths. So giving that a go. I think the one I've linked below is what I think is the closest to this edition, but I think maybe it's got a different cover or something. I don't know. Then I went to a super geeky plant event. So this is slightly water damaged. Oh well. These two authors were launching a couple of new books in this series. They've got the Prairie Gardener's Go-To series, and they were launching one on herbs and one on grasses. And so I got the one on grasses, and because I've got 3 million books on herbs that I need to read, they have their other books listed in here. Oh, about the series. I got Pests and Diseases, which was also very good. I don't know why I'm coughing today, other than I'm allergic to the air. Oh, here's the other books. They've got really cool cover art, I think. So they've got vegetables, seeds. I might get the seeds one at some point. Small spaces, soil. If I had anything but a balcony garden, I'd totally get the soil book. Trees and shrubs, fruit, perennials, herbs are the other ones. And it's basically, it's in this format where it's question and answer. And it's really easy to read, and their tone is really fun. And they've got lots of pictures, because, you know, visual aids are helpful as well. And they're very practical. They're practical and they're sensible, and they're leaning more into sustainability all the time. And what is it called? Integrated pest management, that sort of thing, where it's less about the chemical additions to your garden and more about spending time with your garden and paying attention to it. So I like that. And yeah, they've got some really, really practical advice. They're only about 130 odd pages long each, something like that, less than 150. And then they've got tons of notes and things if you want to look up more things. But they're super helpful for, I think, probably any gardeners. But this is the page I marked because I always get powdery mildew. So I will try this baking soda solution. And if that doesn't work, I will try a diluted milk solution sprayed onto the leaves once every 2 weeks, because apparently it works. And I'm always losing squash and cucumber plants to powdery mildew. So there we go. So those were my books that I got last month. What month are we in? March. Did I say February at the beginning? I might have said this was my February acquisitions. This is my March acquisitions because we're almost at the end of March and I don't know what month it is anymore. So that's great. And it's almost April. Okay. The decks I got this month. So ignoring for a minute the fact that with the why am I blanking on what's it called? Capsule collection tarot situation that I've been trying to do, that Cozy Core Craft and Hygge Tarot have been doing this year. You're only supposed to buy 1 deck a month. So I'm gonna excuse myself by saying I only cheated a little bit this month because I didn't get anything in January or February, which I didn't. So I got 4 things this month and 2 of them are pretty inexpensive. So this is the Uncommon Tarot, and it's been on my list for a while, and I wasn't gonna get it right away, but it was on a really good sale on Amazon, so I thought, yeah, okay. I really like it. It's fun. My first response was that I didn't like the shine, which I still don't. Because it does, in this light, actually, it's not bad. You can't really tell that it's shiny. So if you get the light right, it looks fantastic. If the light bounces off it at the wrong angle and it looks shiny, it just, for some reason, the artwork doesn't match shiny to me. I don't know. It's just feels like it's contradicting itself somehow, even though I like the silver gilding. But anyway, it's a really cool collage deck. I haven't used it really at all, except to look through it. It's still, yeah, it's still in order here. I may look through it again at some point, but yeah, I like collage. It's fun to make, it's fun to look at. I won't give this 2 out of order because I'll go through it again before I shuffle it, I think. And yeah, this is just, I think I've got to read the guidebook a little bit, see if they have anything about the style or reasoning for some of the art choices or anything. It's just a little guidebook, so I don't know if it will, but we'll see. Anyway, and I think the Fool is at the back of the majors, because they called it, what did they call it? Oh, Wanderer. Whoops. I had it out of order. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's actually, let's just look at the guidebook for a second. Power of Tarot. Fine. Okay. So it just has sort of general themes. Interesting question for each of them. Well, question for each of the majors. Yeah, okay, so the guidebook isn't maybe the most interesting part of the deck. Oh well. I like the deck, so I'll play with that a little bit. And then, what am I doing here? I'm doing this very sensibly. And then I got the Abington Keys, and I think this is the fault of Meg at Rose Honey Ritual, because I saw it on her channel like a couple of weeks ago maybe, Although I don't know if it was a video from a couple weeks ago because I've been catching up on old videos as well. This is also a collage deck by, I think, somebody in Canada, because I think she was in Canada and I just e-transferred her money and she sent it to me. It's you have to go to her website. I'll link it down below. It's a slightly funny way of doing things, but I mean, it works. And I sent her the money and it was only $20 plus shipping, which wasn't too bad. And she sent it to me, so it's an unusual way of doing things, but it works in this case. I was just looking in the guidebook to see if I could find where she was from, if she was Canadian or American, but she's definitely from either Canada or the US. But it's based on, what is it based on? Something to do with Greek something or other, which usually I'm not super interested in. But the guidebook is actually kind of cool. Actually, does it say in the very beginning what it's about? Because I'm not going to be able to explain. Yeah, here. It's named after the sleep chamber called an abaton in the ancient Greek healing temple of Asclepius. Asclepius was the god of healing, and pilgrims in search of healing would travel long distances might be called into the abaton. There they would prepare to meet the god in their dreams and awaken healed or with instructions for healing. Cool. But the guidebook is pretty interesting. So she's got a little description of a different aspect, I guess, and she's divided into 4 suits. So it's pretty well thought out, really. Like it seems to be a well-organized system, even though I'm not familiar with a lot of, I think I have a passing familiarity with Greek myths, but sort of only because I read a couple of books and that's that, you know. And it's in a lot of Western literature, so, you know, different myths come up from time to time if you read a lot, but I'm not, there are some tarot folks who are really into the world of Greek myths and study it a lot, and that's just not my sort of area. I might do that with the Irish myths. That might be more up my alley. But yeah, this is just, it's a cool deck. It's a weird deck, but it's a cool deck. And the guidebook is pretty good it's just a little guidebook, but it's really well thought out. And these are not in order anymore because I have shuffled them because I've been using them, which I'll talk about in my March? Yes, we've established I don't know what month it is. March wrap up for decks. So these are the suits at the bottom: drama, medicine, ritual, and wisdom. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a weird one. Who did the artwork for it? Julia Still. So these are the 2 people who did it. And it's weird, but it's kind of cool. It's my kind of weird. Sanctuary, I like that one. There may be less, I don't know, busy collage than some other ones, with only, you know, only a handful of elements, but they're quite intriguing. So I've started working with this one, and I've been enjoying that a lot. And the backs are just like this, so, you know, whatever. I don't spend much time looking at the backs, so I don't have a strong opinion about that. And can I work a tuck box? Debatable. Very highly debatable. Okay, next I got Dirt Gems, and this one had been on my list, off my list, and on my list, and off my list again. And then it came out on Amazon, but the pre-order was a really good price, so I thought, okay, fine, I'll get it. It is really interesting, and I like the artwork, and the guidebook actually is really pretty fantastic. as well. It's got a picture for each, and then it's got a page about each plant and why. Like it's funny, these sort of key words or phrases aren't on the cards. I might add them to the cards, maybe. I don't know. I might do that. Because some of them, like Ella Campaign, I don't know really very much about. I mean, I could make some intuitive guesses based on the imagery. Elder, yeah, okay. I know. Ooh, they've got different suits too. Interesting. I may have messed up the suits, which I'll get to in a second. Yeah, like this plant, I don't know. The Polisher of Radiance. So that might be nice to have on the card. I might find a marker that'll write on these, write on black, and then put it on there. I'm not sure. Basically, there's a lot about this deck I'm not sure about. Including one of the reasons I wasn't gonna get it was all the black and white cards, which, like, I still like the artwork adrift. Oh, because they're the air element. But there were just some that didn't work for me as black and white, so I may have colored them. But it's a mass market deck that I got for not too much money, so I don't mind. Also, it's got these matte gold edges, which is kind of nice. This one I haven't changed yet. I might. This one and Red Root I might change. Because some of them are so beautifully, I should set this down. Some of them are so beautifully colorful. Like, that's incredible. I love that. I had to color that one in because Bone Set just couldn't be. Demi and I colored a little bit. It's still mostly black and white. But like Straw Flower, if you've never seen Straw Flowers, they're so colorful. That the idea of them being just black and white wasn't working for me. I colored in the lavender as well, so, and the dandelion, because dandelion in black and white is never gonna do it for me. So yeah, I colored in a few of them. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Hawthorne, I do enjoy that one. I may see about writing the somehow. Not sure how I would do that yet, because I'm not sure I have a pen that can write on this sort of black material. I may have to experiment a little bit. This is a fun card. I like this mugwort. But yeah, I mean, I haven't used it a lot yet. I've only used it once or twice, so I don't have strong opinions yet. But it's sure interesting, and I do like plants, even the ones I don't know, like gumweed. So yeah, motherwort I planted for the first time this year. I'd never planted that before, so it's in my garden now, so that's fun. So yeah, maybe some new plants to get to know. I'm not really sure where this is going to fit in my collection of plant decks, because I have a few of them now. Oh, and here we go with talk boxes again. Okay. But yeah, the guidebook is very good. And, you know, I just spent some time coloring, which is not so bad. So that was these ones. And then the last thing I have to show is the Medieval Feathers Tarot. And I got this, not because I'm especially a bird lover. Like, I like birds, but I'm not the bird watcher in the family. That's my cousin. Jake is the bird watcher. I am not. I mean, they're cute, but except for the pigeons. The pigeons are annoying. Magpies are cute, but also kind of annoying. But I got it because it was a Marseille. And I thought it was a Marseille with a bit extra. So that maybe it would help me to read the pips a bit more easily. Because I'm starting to get the hang of some of them. But some of them I still fall back on the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. You know, like where they differ. I sometimes fall back on those. But these ones, I haven't spent a lot of time with the guidebook either, but it does tell you about the birds, which I knew because I watched Krista's she's not Crochet Witch Tarot anymore. What's she, Krista's Chronicles, I think. I watched her walkthrough of it, and it does tell you what bird the feather is from. So that's nice, because I don't think I would have liked it nearly as much if it didn't do that. So it tells you a bit about sort of that particular choice, which is nice. But then, they're all still in order, but I'll probably shuffle them pretty soon. They've got keywords upright and reversed, which I've never seen on a Marseille deck before, and I thought I'm going to skip to some of the... It's got that funny, just out of the box smell that's a bit odd. I might have to air it out a little bit. But it's got, you know, 3 of Coins, Association, and Redemption. Interesting. So yeah, the Marseille pips are not, very much not my strong suit at all. But these ones have a little, they're just a little extra in terms of the plant design sort of around the pips, and then put the feather, and then the keywords. So I thought with that combination of things, maybe it would be a good next step in my learning Marseille journey. Because I've only got one other Marseille deck, and it doesn't have, the pips are much plainer. Like, they're beautiful, but they're very, very simple, really. So this is kind of cool. Interference, lessons. Huh. It's going diagonally. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. This R is in all of them. I think that's the initials of the writer and the author. But yeah, it's a beautifully done deck. Like, it feels nice, and it looks beautiful, and I like the background. It's not super colorful, but it does have colors. Like, you can sort of see the iridescent quality of this feather. So it does have color when the feathers would have color, and there's not much other than that, but I kind of like that, because I have to say I don't really love the colors in the traditional Marseille. Sort of like I don't really love the colors in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. I mean, I realized there were limitations of printing at the time and all that, but it's not my favorite color palette. The Empress with the peacock. Huh. So yeah, I think it's a really beautifully done deck, and this is such a funny picture. I don't know what the deal is with the head things that people used to wear. Strange fashion choices have been made throughout history. I guess I'll leave it at that, including recent history. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't know what I think of it yet, because I haven't used it, because it's new. Because it's in an acquisitions video. Nothing like stating the obvious. But I'm really hoping it can help me learn some Marseille pips. That'd be fun, because I'd really like to get better at those. I've read a couple Marseille books lately, and they're a lot of fun. And it's an interesting system. It's an interesting way of viewing the world, so I thought that would be cool. Anyway, those are my acquisitions for the month of whatever the heck month is just finished at the time this goes up. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.